Hey guys, this is Omar Ocampo with another how-to video session. Today we're going to be covering installing TixChange app in your laptop. I have been asked several times on how do we do this, and so I finally put something together to show you guys. Here are the steps that we're going to take. So we're going to download TixChange app zip from OneDrive. These are the Tomcat servers with the TixChange Word files already configured. We'll just download them, but before we run, we'll have to install a MySQL database because that's what TixChange uses. We'll have to configure the database with TixChange tables, users, and the data. Then we'll also configure the Tomcat servers so that they can point to your JVM home. And lastly, we'll run it. Simple as that. All right. So let's get going. So you're gonna download TixChange App zip from OneDrive. You should all have access to this. I'm gonna put it somewhere in the video, the link to the OneDrive. And what you want to do, if you go to no, don't share with me. Sorry, documents. Uh, you'll probably see two folders: BRTM, TixChange App. If you go to the TixChange App, you'll see a TixChange App zip file. Go ahead and download that. I already downloaded it. It should be under my downloads. There it is. So once you have downloaded the file, it's 100 meg. We'll go ahead and unzip it, extract it anywhere you want. Just make sure that whatever you extracted there's no space on the path. So let me go to somewhere. Let's go to server CA. We'll do it here. This is just as good as any. So we're going to go ahead and install our TixChange app under the server CA. So I'm going to go ahead and extract this, extract to here. All right, so now I extracted it and I have a TixChange app folder. If I go inside, I get four folders. The first two are the Tomcat servers for the web tier and the server tier. As you guys know, TixChange is composed of two-tier architecture. The last one, the TixChange use cases, these are the launching scripts. If you go inside, you have use case one, and here's how you start the web and the server. And if you wanted to end those servers, you can control C or you can actually run these shutdown scripts. And the fourth folder, DB scripts, I added this. This contains SQL statements in order to create database tables and the data for our ticket exchange. Um, but obviously, before you run these SQL statements, you have to install MySQL database. So you can either go to the web, download MySQL database from their website, uh, and and I think in order for you to download it, you'll have to sign in. You have to have an Oracle account. So what I've done, I used an older version. I think the latest one is 5.8 or something. This is just as good. So I'm attached to this zip file a MySQL 5.5, which is just good. So if you don't want to log in, download it and sign in, you can use this version. So I'll use this for this demo. So let's go ahead and install it. So I'm going to double click it, do next. Yeah, I'll accept the terms. Next. We'll use typical. We'll install. All right, we'll do next. Yes. Yes, we do want to launch the configuration wizard. It's going to help us configure a few things. All right, let me bring this down. Next. So we'll do, we'll use the standard. I guess it doesn't matter. So now we'll run this, we'll install this as a Windows service. So we don't have to, every time we launched Ticket Exchange, we don't have to start MySQL. And we'll also want to put this in the path. Okay, so make sure both of them are checked. We'll do next. So it's asking me for the root password. So we need to provide a password. So I'll use CA demo 123, CA demo 123. I'll do next. All right. So it's good to go. So let's go ahead and execute. I'm going to go ahead and execute. This may take a while, so I'm going to go ahead and pause and come back once this has completed. Okay, the installation completed. Should be able to see this, and I will go ahead and finish. All right, we should have our MySQL installed. So let's go to the database script. And I wrote a quick README first. So I wrote a README file for you guys to follow. We'll open it up. And let's close this. Okay, here I have outlined the sort of 5 steps you guys need to take in order to configure MySQL database. So let's follow them. Let's go. Let's do the first one. So it says bring up a command shell to the DB script directory. All right. So we'll go ahead and bring this up. We'll go to CD servers. I think it's CA. And should be no ticket exchange, and then we'll do database scripts. So there it is. So we're there. The next step, it says okay, log into MySQL as root. So the command is right there. It's MySQL minus U for user, the user being root, and prompt for the password. So there's prompting me for the password. The password is CA demo 123. Enter. All right, we're in. So I'll expand this a little bit so we can see better. Okay, now that we're logged in, it says we're going to source this create database and user. So let's take a look at them. So I actually have 3 SQLs statements. The first one creates a database and user. You can take a quick look at it if you want. If the database already exists, drop it. If not, just ignore this statement and go ahead and create a database called Jet Ticket Exchange. Create a user. The way when this was created, the user that was created on the Ticket Exchange app was called or named TC user. So we're going to use that. We're going to stick to that, and the password that they use is quality. And then we're going to grant all permissions to the user on that database. So let's go ahead and run this. So we should be able to make sure let's put it here. Oops. I want to be able to see the name of the file. So it's source dot slash, right? Because I'm on that directory. So we're going to say create database and user dot SQL. Enter. All right. So there's done. And it says your last output line should be query, okay, 0 rows affected. So there it is. So we're good. So the next one, I think we're on number 4 now. We're number 4? No, oh, sorry, no, I quit. I skipped. So that was the create, um, and it should be data change. Yeah. So my output line should be data change, and yeah, there it is. All right, data changed. We'll go to the next one and we'll source. This is the table. This is actually the ones that the ones that defines all the table and data. So we'll go ahead and oops, that's not what I want to do. I want to go here and do source dot slash, and I don't want to type this. I'm just going to cut and paste it. Copy, paste dot SQL, and enter, and there, it's executing. We're good with that. So we finished the step. We'll go to step number 4. And step number 4 it just says to quit MySQL, uh, to quit out of it. So quit. Good. So ideally, we have created the database, the user, and all the data. Now what we want to do is we want to do a little test, right? So there's a script called test database that's just going to run a count query, I think, against the number of orders. Obviously, there's no orders, but if this if this statement executes correctly, that means we're good. So we'll do test, uh, enter. No, it's asking me for the password. Now, careful here, because it's asking me for the password, but if you notice, actually, we got to look at the test. We're actually using, the user that we're using is T user. Okay, so we're actually testing the user that we created to see if it's got access to the database, right? And if you guys recall, the password that was provided for the TC user is quality, right? So quality. So we type quality, and it's good. It says it found zero counts, zero orders. Okay, and that's good because obviously we don't have any orders. Okay, so we're done with the database. That's all it takes to install and configure the TixChange database. Good. Don't say this. The next thing, okay, what do we say we have to do next? So we install and configure, configure the Tomcats. Good. So let's go to the Tomcat. Tomcats are configured from the launch scripts, from the TixChange use cases. So we'll go into use case 1. We'll open one of them up. We'll actually open both of them up. So let's open the web and the server. Okay. And so what I need to change in here, I need to change my Catalina home, right? I need to specify where I actually unzipped the TixChange app. I remember, guys, we did this. We came to server CA. Uh, we said extract here, and it created TixChange. So I need to know the path prior to that. The Java home. I need to know where your Java home is and your agent, right? So I need to know where your Interscope agent is. So let's start doing this. Let's go ahead and fill those that information. So the first one is Catalina Home would be under the server CA TixChange app. Um, let's do that for both, right? They both require the same information. So let's do that in here. All right. So we got Catalina Home, both of them. So the next one it says the Java home. All right, where's my Java installed? I think it's in here. Yeah, there it is. So I have Java 1.7, and so we want installed all the way to the home, to the JVM home, right? So control copy. Uh, Java home would be the Java JDK 1.7, and let's do that the same on the other one. Java home. All right, good. And the last thing I need to do is Wiley home. Where's my agent path? So for the agent, where is the agent? So I think it's under servers. Yes, CA, APM, CA APM or APM time. I forget. Let me see. No, this is the repository. So it will be under CA APM Interscope agent. And under that, I have an Interscope agent 10. This is the latest agent as of September. 2015. So let's go ahead and copy this link. Okay, so this is, you guys are familiar with this. This is the agent home. Okay, so under Wiley home, I'm just going to type the path, and I'm going to save because I'm done with this. And then I'm going to go ahead and type and the value home, the path of the agent, save. Um, that's all we need to do. That's all we need to do to configure um, our Tomcats. So let's go back in again, ticket exchange, use cases, use case one, and let's launch it. Let's give it a try. So we'll need both of them. So we'll start the server, and then we'll start the web. Doesn't really matter in which order you start them. All right. So let's wait for them to come up. Okay, I think they're up and running. So now let's go ahead and log in. So if I go, let's go in here, and I think it's localhost. There it is. So this is this is the URL, localhost 9090 uh, j_ticket_exchange underscore web shop index. I'll I'll make sure I'll put that on the web as well, somewhere on the video, so you guys can cut and paste it. Enter, and voila, there's our ticket exchange. Um, Navigate. I can sign in. Signing in makes use of the server. So let's make sure the server is working correctly. And sure enough, we're able to log in. All right, good. Um, what else? Well, we actually we configured the agent to them. So let's make sure that the agent connected to the M, right? So you already have, and that I don't have to explain to you. You already have some agent configured to connect to the M. And so once you, all you do is you point to that agent um, directory. But no, actually there's more. So there's actually a little bit more to it. So if you go to CA APM interscope, what you'll need, so I was wrong, in order for you to, in order for, because how does Tomcat know which um, interscope agent profile to use, right? So that's hard coded as well. And I can show you where that is hard coded, right? So let me quickly show you under servers CA CA APM. Oh, sorry, ticket exchange. We go to the web. We'll pick one of them. Web app. This is my ticket exchange web. And if we go to um, okay, no, actually, you know what? Sorry. This is just where we have deployed it. Okay, this is what I'm looking for is the bin. So if I go my Tomcat again and I go to bin, okay, and I look at Catalina Interscope, right, you'll see somewhere in here that we have hard-coded, right, an Interscope agent profile named Interscope dot ticket exchange profile. Okay. So if I go to my agent, core config, sure enough, I have a ticket exchange profile, Interscope agent.ticket exchange profile. Now, this is nothing more than a copy of the regular Interscope agent profile, right? You just have to rename it. Um, the reason why I have it like this is because obviously in future tutorials, what I'll show you guys is how to configure how to instrument ticket exchange so that we can run BRTM and demo. I'll give you a little peek at it. Demo a couple of Ajax calls. Like, see, I create a couple of Ajax calls, right, and then I have another one. This one goes actually um, to the web, somewhere in the cloud. Okay, and this one, let me see if I can get this to work. All right, this is there you go. You just have to put your mouse through it on it. This actually goes back to the server, to one of the agents. So we get our agents actually handling AJAX calls from PRTM. It demo's good. I'll cover this on a different tutorial. So the only thing that you need to do then in order for this to work is provide on your Interscope agent an Interscope agent dot ticket exchange dot profile. Okay, so that it can go ahead and let's open it up. So I'll know so that the agent knows actually, and in here what you'll have to do is tell it where your EM is, right? If it's localhost minus a remote, so there's the IP of mine. Okay. Oh yeah. Last thing, let's make sure that actually the agents are connected, right? So let me close this. Let's go to the APM server. Let's log in. All right. So we'll go to web view. We'll go to investigator. We go to metric browser. Omar Lab PC. So here's my PC, Tomcat, and there are my two agents, Tomcat Service and Ticket Exchange Web. Cool. All right. So that's it. I think we're up and running. The last thing I want to show you though, let me show you one thing in case, because as I mentioned, we're using localhost, or sorry, we're using the port 9090. Um, you may want to change that. You might want to use 8080, or you may want to use 80 for that matter. So what do you change that is in the, if you go to the Tomcat directory, there is a config folder and there is a server.xml. So if you open this guy, TextPad, you can do a quick search for 9090. And there it is. So all you have to do is then come in here, connector, port, and just change this 9090 to 8080 or 9191, any port you want. Save this, restart your servers, and it should work. In fact, let's give it a try, right? So let's do that. Let's give it a try. 8181. How is that? So we save this. I said I should be able to kill this, the web, right? Because there's not there is a port for the server because we actually make a web services call from the web into the service layer. But for the web for the browser to connect, we only need the web layer. So let's go back in here, use case one, and we only want to, so we'll restart only the web, Ticket Exchange web. So we'll double click on that one. All right. Make sure that this comes up. Okay, it's up and running. So let's go ahead and let's try this. So Ticket Exchange. So obviously this is not going to work, right? It should failed. Sure enough. And let's change this to 8181, I think we said. 8181, and voila, that's it. All right, that's it for now. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Hopefully it should be really easy for you guys now to get Ticket Exchange up and running on your laptop. Um, like I said, I'll be following up this video with uh, setting up BRTM, so we can demo certain features from BRTM because I think BRTM is really cool in APM 10. And then I will also do some MAA integration. I think that'll be cool as well. All right, thanks guys. Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Bye now.